And coming up on Citrus TV News Live at 6, new details about the suspects responsible for the San Bernardino shooting.
Donald Trump increases his lead in the GOP race.
And the jobs report shows promising signs for the economy.
All that and more, this is Citrus TV News.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jacob Reynolds.
And I'm Monica Hammer. The FBI has released new information about the shooting in San Bernardino. That's our top story tonight.
We are now investigating these horrific acts as an act of terrorism.
That was Assistant Los Angeles FBI Director David Bowditch confirming that the shooting in San Bernardino that left 14 dead was a terrorist attack.
Earlier today, investigators said the female shooter, Tashfeen Malik, had pledged allegiance to the leader of ISIS on her Facebook page. The FBI says they believe the gunmen were inspired by ISIS attacks. The Syracuse Sports Management Club held its annual silent auction before Wednesday's basketball game against Wisconsin. Hundreds of people attended the event, which raised over $32,000 for a local charity. With such a large impact in the Syracuse community, it's no wonder that the event has earned a reputation as one of the most iconic charitable events at Syracuse. Here's Noah Wolf with what makes it so special.
For the past 11 years, the Syracuse Sports Management Club has held an annual charity auction to benefit a chosen local organization. The event has become a hugely successful part of the Sport Management Club's activities. In fact, since its inception, students have raised over $270,000.
This is the chance for our students from across campus to take what they're learning in the classroom and come and kind of put it to the test out here.
Organizing the event is no small task. In fact, students have been working since last April to make it happen. From selecting a charity to obtaining items, it is certain that putting together this auction is a massive undertaking.
We were just blown away by the Salvation Army. The second we walked in the door, they were receptive. They showed us, their facilities and some of their programs.
The Salvation Army was very pleased to be selected as the recipient of the event's proceeds, and this was illustrated by the heartwarming gratitude shown by their representatives.
It really means a lot that we have been chosen to be part of this auction and to receive the benefits from it. All of the work that the students have done is just amazing.
The auction has something for everyone, including sports memorabilia, various goods and services, collector's items, even new cars. With so many great items for sale, it's no wonder that this event is such a smashing success. In fact, I might have to get something for myself. For Citrus TV, I'm Noah Wolf.
Samuel Scozzafava Jr. has been named the Vice President of Information Technology of Syracuse University. Interim Vice Chancellor and Provost Liz Liddy also named Scozzafava the Chief Information Officer. Serving as interim CIO since June of 2014, he was the final selection from a pool of 39 candidates across the country.
And with 2 national championship victories last week, Syracuse athletics have risen to the top of the NACDA Cup rankings. Both the girls field hockey team and the men's cross country team won NCAA titles. The girls cross country team also finished 12th, helping CUSA's ranking. Tomorrow, the men's soccer team hopes to keep their postseason hopes alive with their Elite 8 matchup against Boston College. We'll have more on that later in sports. And an upstate New York sheriff took to Facebook to urge licensed gun owners to carry their weapons when away from their homes. Posted less than 24 hours following the San Bernardino mass shooting, the sheriff referenced other attacks such as those in Paris. Located in a rural county with nearly 10,000 licensed handgun owners, the sheriff said that the public is a partner in preventing crime. He also urged citizens to use their weapons responsibly and familiarize themselves with New York state law.
The Department of Public Safety is constantly looking for ways to improve security, and following an off-campus incident earlier this semester, they found a major flaw in the system and are working to correct it. Citrus TV's Caroline Strange explains how DPS is working to be able to lock all campus buildings with the push of a button.
For the last 10 years, Syracuse University has been upgrading its locking system to card readers at almost every door on campus. But when a gunman was believed to be near the SU Hill, according to Tony Callisto, Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the Department of Public Safety, the university ran into a problem.
We activated the locking system so that dispatchers had to go through and independently lock each building on campus.
Now they're working to change the system so DPS would be able to lock all doors with a single button.
All of it's about technology because, again, 4 or 5 years ago, the technology wasn't up to speed.
The new lock system wouldn't stop students or faculty from getting into a building entirely. It would simply mean they'd have to take their SU ID card and swipe it in order to get into any building on campus. Only one building on campus is not using the electronic card swipe system, the Shine Student Center, something they say they're hoping to change soon.
And so that's an active project right now. We've got folks that are they've determined that it can be done, and they're identifying what the scope of work is and how that can be pulled off.
The new system was tested over the Thanksgiving break and is expected to be fully operational by next semester. Reporting from the SU campus, Caroline Strange, Citrus TV News.
And after the break, Congress passes a measure impacting Planned Parenthood. We'll have the latest.
And experts may have pinpointed the next target for ISIS. Don't go away.
It's currently 39 degrees outside and temperatures are going to drop into the mid-30s. I'll have your full weather forecast when Citrus TV returns after the break.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
First day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does.
And like that, you're a job creator.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against the wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork. Loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look. Your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
A bill was narrowly passed by the Senate Thursday that would strip federal funding of Planned Parenthood for 1 year. The bill would also repeal key pieces of the Affordable Care Act.
The House is expected to pass the bill, but President Obama has already said he will veto the legislation.
And Donald Trump is alone at the top of the Republican field, according to a CNN ORC poll. The Republican candidate has 36% of the votes.
Texas Senator Ted Cruz trails him by 20 points. Former neurosurgeon Ben Carson held 14% of the vote, and Florida Senator Marco Rubio stood at 12%. The other candidates all have less than 5% of Republican support.
And Air Force officials are saying the U.S. bombing campaign against ISIS is using up missiles faster than they can be replenished.
Over the past 15 months, the Air Force has dropped more than 20,000 bombs against ISIS.
And officials say the Air Force has requested more funding to replace munition stockpiles. 16 people have been killed after a Molotov cocktail attack in a Cairo nightclub earlier this morning. The club attacked is located in an area that is known to be home to many expatriates.
However, Egypt's state-run Nile TV has reported that the attack was criminal and not terrorist-related.
And the United States Special Forces, alongside local security forces, conducted a joint raid on a Taliban prison in Afghanistan.
The helicopter assault mission freed at least 40 prisoners, according to the U.S., including Afghan security personnel, police, and civilians.
An Afghan military spokesman said that the freed prisoners totaled over 60.
And a Paris cafe that was targeted in the ISIS Paris attacks is opening its doors to customers again for the first time.
5 people were killed in the Café Bon Bière last month when ISIS members opened fire on civilians.
The manager of the cafe thanked supporters at the reopening and told reporters that they will bounce back in the face of tragedy.
And European security agencies say that intelligence is pointing to the United Kingdom as being the next ISIS target following the Paris attacks.
According to that intelligence, senior ISIS officials have tasked British ISIS fighters with returning home and executing an attack. The place and imminence of the attacks is unknown at this point.
This report comes only days after the House of Commons authorized British airstrikes against ISIS in Syria.
And 2 Syrian men have been detained in Austria amid claims that they fought for ISIS. They are currently being held in investigative custody in Salzburg.
Incidents like this have raised concerns about passport security in the wake of the Paris attacks.
Currently, 26 countries in the European mainland allow travel without passport checks.
And it's been cloudy gray skies in Syracuse today.
Now we turn to Brittany Muller for our full weather forecast.
Yes, Monica, today we saw cloudy skies with a high of 43 degrees, which is a few degrees higher than the average for this time of year. Winds are out of the southwest at 11 miles per hour. And looking into tonight, we'll see those cloudy skies early on in the night with a chance of rain showers. Bundle up if you're heading outdoors. Temperatures will drop into the low 30s. And your forecast for today, seasonal temperatures across the country. New York is sitting at 50 degrees. Further west in LA, we see temperatures in the high 60s. But check out those warm temperatures in Arizona, Texas, and Florida sitting at 75 degrees. And there's no snow on the ground here in Syracuse just yet, but that's not the case for the Northwest region. Wyoming, Colorado, and Idaho are all experiencing some snow. And now the IntelliCast radar showing some light showers across New York. You can see these showers are light and sprinkled throughout. We're not expecting, there's a little chance of rain for tonight, but you could see further north, they're getting some snow up here. Looking into tomorrow, temperatures will be in the low 50s with a few passing clouds, but otherwise should be bright and sunny. Winds will be light, and here's your weather for the week. Sunday will be sunny with a high of 50, Monday high of 45 with clouds later on in the day. Tuesday, mid 40s with light winds. Wednesday, cloudy skies and a high of 40s, and temperatures dropping into the low 30s at night, and it should be very sunny for the last week of classes.
So lots of rain this week, but still no snow. When are we looking at temperatures that are cold enough to make that rain turn to snow?
Well, we're going to be dropping in temperatures in a few weeks, so we'll see snow after the break. During the break, it will happen, but most of the students will be gone. So when we get back in January, there will be snow on the ground.
Alrighty, now tomorrow night, if we want to go out, celebrate a big win against Georgetown, should we wear a jacket, 2 jackets? How cold is it going to be tomorrow night?
Yes, grab your winter coats even. It's going to be in the low 30s, so you'll definitely need to bundle up and be prepared to be walking across campus into the dome and hopefully a win.
And as you said, sunshine next week. What kind of attire are we looking at as we head out to class for the last week?
Still grab a jacket and jeans, but you can throw on a light sweater underneath, so hopefully you can pull that out during the day.
Alrighty, thank you, Brittany. And coming up, the jobs report was released. We'll tell you how the economy is doing.
And I'll have all your entertainment news in our Hammer Time segment. Stay with us.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake. So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
A new study shows that women who have a false positive result on their mammogram may be at a higher risk of developing breast cancer. Researchers studied over 2 million mammograms on women ages 40 to 74 over 15 years. Studies show that an additional 1 woman out of 100 who tested a false positive and followed up with another imaging test went on to develop breast cancer in the next decade. And watching TV could be bad for your brain, according to a new study. Close to 3,500 people were followed for 25 years. The group answered 3 questionnaires measuring various aspects of mental activity every 5 years. The highest level of TV watching, which is over 3 times a day, was associated with poor performance on all 3 tests. People who watch TV the least perform significantly better on the tests. The latest jobs report was released Thursday, and the U.S. has added 211,000 jobs in November, exceeding expectations. The unemployment rate hovered around 5%, which is the lowest since 2008. This positive report most likely means that the Federal Reserve will raise interest rates later this month. And it looks like some Seattle neighborhoods could be enjoying Starbucks without leaving their couch. The national coffee chain announced that they will start offering a delivery option through its app in select areas of Seattle on Wednesday. There is a catch, though. There is a $5.99 delivery fee plus tip. And now for all your entertainment buzz, let's send it over to Monica with Hammer Time.
The lead singer of Stone Temple Pilots and Velvet Revolver was found dead Thursday. Scott Weiland was found in his car in a motel parking lot in Minnesota. His death is under investigation, and he was 48 years old. An Australian beer company is recalling more than 1 million bottles of beer that may contain broken glass. The company, owned by Saab Miller, says the recall affects Carlton Dry 355 milliliter bottles. The company sells roughly 240 million bottles of Carlton a year. And Charlie Sheen's ex-fiancée, Scottine Ross, has filed a lawsuit against the actor. These allegations include accusations of assault battery, false imprisonment, and failure to disclose that he was HIV positive. She is seeking $1 million in damages, as well as part of Sheen's earnings from his canceled show, Anger Management. And Game of Thrones fans have something exciting to talk about. A new trailer for the popular HBO show was released this week. It features Jon Snow, played by Kit Harington, who seems to be alive and well as he stares into the bleak terrain in front of him. Season 6 is set to premiere in April of next year. And now we'll send it over to Matt Ryle with sports.
Coming up in sports, it's a historic weekend for SU athletics. We'll take a look at the men's soccer team's next NCAA tournament game and examine a historic rivalry that is being renewed this weekend. All that and more coming up next, so don't go anywhere.
Another season of Orange basketball excitement will be here soon. Wisconsin, North Carolina, Notre Dame, and Pittsburgh are all due in the Dome. Will you be there when this happens?
One, lets it go, hits!
Will you be there when Dish happens? Will you be there when Swish happens? And Coach Q wants you there as well, as the women's team looks for its 4th straight NCAA tournament berth. Season tickets are on sale now at the Carrier Dome box office, Cuse.com, and 1-888-DOME-TICKS.
Hey, my name's Katie and I'm in the 9th grade. I'm an A average student and I'm an athlete working towards a scholarship. And everybody tells me how much potential I have. But I just wish someone would tell me where my next meal is coming from. Katie, how'd I do?
Do you have to be so serious?
Well, I mean, I did like a crazy dance in a movie if you want me to like, do a little, no.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
So who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
On Saturday, for the first time in program history, Syracuse men's soccer will be playing in the NCAA tournament Elite 8. The Orange take a 6-game winning streak into the game, looking to make it 7. Fittingly, they'll have to get through the team that last beat them, Boston College. SU fell to the Eagles 2-1 in the regular season finale. The loss has sparked them to an ACC title and a deep tournament run. BC, on the other hand, has stunned Georgetown in the Sweet 16 in penalty kicks to set up the rematch. Game time is set for 2 p.m. For 85 years, Syracuse and Georgetown have faced each other. Jim Boeheim's been on the coach for SU for the last 74 of those matchups, holding a 38-36 record against the Hoyas. But on Saturday, for the first time since he took over as head coach in 1976, Jimmy B will not be on the sideline to face the Orange's old Big East foe. Yesterday, the NCAA upheld Boeheim's 9-game suspension and announced that it will start immediately. Now it's Boeheim's successor's Mike Hopkins' time to shine, and no better test to start with than the Hoyas. Here's Carly Nevis with more on this rivalry.
It's been over 2 years since Syracuse and Georgetown went head-to-head. The last time was March 2013 in the semifinals of the Big East tournament, and this happened.
Time for Georgetown. Trawick, a half-court heave of the buzzer. And Syracuse's stint in the Big East will last for one more night.
The rivalry between the Orange and the Hoyas is 90 games deep going back to 1930. SU holds a 49-41 advantage in that span. The two were a part of the original 7 members of the Big East. While Syracuse left to join the ACC in 2014, Georgetown still remains. Tomorrow will be the first game of the rivalry renewal, with one scheduled for the next 4 years. But for now, it's the 6 p.m. newscast, and for SU fans, Georgetown still sucks. Carly Nevis, CitrusTV.
From college basketball to the NBA, where the first battle for New York of the season has arrived. The 9-10 Knicks take on the 5-13 Nets at home tonight. But surprisingly, the two teams are trending in different directions, and it's not the way you would think. Brooklyn is 3-2 over their last 5 games and have won 2 straight for the first time all year. Meanwhile, New York and touted rookie Kristaps Porzingis are 1-4 in their last 5, including 2 losses to Miami and a heart-wrenching loss to the Rockets. The teams will play each other 4 times this season, with this game expected to tip off at 7 p.m. The Nets and Knicks aren't the only 2 teams battling for New York this weekend. In the NFL, the Giants and Jets face off at the Meadowlands. Both teams are right in the middle of the playoff hunt and in need of a win. If Gang Green is going to take down Big Blue, they'll have to do it without shutdown corner Darrelle Revis. And their other guys will have to shut down New York star receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Revis was ruled out earlier today with a concussion. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m.
Alrighty, thank you. Now, obviously, the big story for us here, SU Georgetown tomorrow. Who you got?
I'm going to have to take Syracuse, but I don't think it's going to be as wide a margin as people think. I mean, this is a good Georgetown team. They've won a couple recently. And the one thing this SU team struggles with is the fact that they're not big. And Georgetown, a very big team, and they're very good inside the three-point line. So SU's really going to have to watch out for that size of Georgetown.
Even without Boeheim on the bench?
Even without Boeheim on the bench.
All right.
And Matt, bringing it back to men's soccer, how do you think the team's going to do this weekend against BC?
Syracuse kind of got lucky in a way because Georgetown has actually knocked them out the last 2 NCAA tournaments they've been in. And so Boston College stunning them. Now they don't have to face Georgetown. But this Boston College team is still very deep, and they still have a very good attack. So SU's they're going to have to watch out. But I anticipate SU will come to play, and I think they'll get them back.
Alrighty, and now kind of a weird weekend in the NFL. All New York teams are at home because the Jets and Giants play each other in Meadowlands, and the Bills are at home. Which of the 3 do you think has the best chance of winning on Sunday?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm going to have to go with the Jets. Honestly, I just think the Jets' defense is better than people think, even without Darrelle Revis. And so I think the Giants have been struggling all year, and I think that offense that's their main part of their team. That's what drives them. But if that's slowed down, their defense cannot stop the Jets. So I think the Jets are going to take it.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
And after the break, we'll take another look at your weather.
We'll be right back.
Wake the sun, tell him that I've begun to dream of things to come, and tell the trees not to look for me. I'm going to find some peace of mind. Wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun, wake the sun.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
Okay, so Brittany, when we wake up tomorrow, what kind of weather are we looking at first thing in the morning?
Yes, so it's going to be a little chilly when we wake up, but during around noon, it'll start hitting the 50s. So it'll be nice and sunny and warmer outside.
Alrighty, and then last week of classes start Monday. I know everyone will be celebrating, but what should we wear when we go to class on Monday?
Yes, still grab a coat. It's going to be a little chilly out, but the sun is going to be shining. Everyone's spirits will be lifted because it's not going to be dark and gloomy out.
Alright.
And you know, temperatures getting back up to the 50s, kind of been fluctuating over the last few weeks. When do you think we're going to see that drop and stay dropped to like the 30s?
I would say definitely over winter break when all the students are gone, we'll see the snow start falling.
Okay, now before we leave for break, will I be able to build a snowman?
No, definitely not. You will not be able to build a snowman. Save that for next semester.
Alrighty, thank you, Brittany. And coming up on OTN, you can watch Q's Countdown and Unpeeled, so don't go away.
That's all we have for you this evening. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Monica Hammer.
And I'm Jacob Reynolds. Have a great weekend, Syracuse. Go Q's, beat Georgetown, and we'll see you on Monday.